So, good evening to you all. Good evening, Bhaiya. Thank you so much for joining us for this third session in the exam prep workshop series by Team Udaan. So, as you all know, ये मतलब तीसरा सेशन है सेमेस्टर टू में. सेमेस्टर वन में हमने सारे सब्जेक्ट्स जो है कवर किए थे एंड वी सॉर्ट ऑफ ट्राई टू ब्रिंग वन टॉपर ईच फॉर ईच सब्जेक्ट जो हमें सॉर्ट ऑफ गाइड कर सकती है एज फर्स्ट ईयर स्टूडेंट्स. मतलब हम सबको इतना आइडिया नहीं रहता है कि किसी सब्जेक्ट को कैसे हम लोग अप्रोच करें. So that is what like even I am a first year student. तो सीखने को हम सबको काफी मिलता है. So that's why this initiative was started. And today third session जो है फैमिली लॉ टू पे हम लोग कर रहे हैं. जो पहला सेकंड सेशन था वो भी फैमिली लॉ टू पे था. इंद्रजीत भैया आए थे सेकंड ईयर लॉ सेंटर टू से एंड उन्होंने हमें केसेस बताए थे स्टेप वाइज सारी थ्योरेटिकल पार्ट बताई थी. बट ड्यूरिंग दैट सेशन लॉट ऑफ पीपल even भैया I told भैया as well that lot of people they wanted to understand. उनको समझ नहीं आ रहा था कि न्यूमेरिकल्स को कैसे अप्रोच किया जाए, स्पेशली द हिंदू लॉ न्यूमेरिकल्स जो काफी स्कोरिंग होते हैं कि एक बार सीख गए और कर लिया तो उसमें
हाँ
काफी
जी।
अच्छे नंबर भी आ सकते हैं. सो दैट इज व्हाई काफी लोग रिक्वेस्ट कर रहे थे एंड दैट इज व्हाई सॉर्ट ऑफ वी रिक्वेस्टेड पुरु भैया टू जॉइन अस. ही इज अ थर्ड ईयर स्टूडेंट एट लॉ सेंटर 2. Final few days and yet he has chosen to come and be with us here today and help us all. So thank you भैया एंड आई होप जो ये पूरा सेशन है इसमें हमारे जो सारे डाउट्स हैं वो सारे क्लियर हो एंड एक बेसिक्स हमें अच्छे से पता चल जाए कि इसको अप्रोच कैसे करें एंड इतना स्कोरिंग पार्ट है तो कैसे इसका फायदा उठा के फैमिली लॉ टू का पेपर को अच्छे से एस कर सके. तो जस्ट बिफोर वी स्टार्ट द सेशन आई लाइक टू टेल यू ऑल कि बेसिकली भैया जो है थोड़ा सा ब्रीफली बताएंगे अपना एक प्रेजेंटेशन टाइप बताएंगे आप सबको कि कैसे सब्जेक्ट को स्टार्ट करना है एंड कैसे पढ़ना है. एंड आफ्टर दैट हम लोग एक पूरा डेडिकेटेड Q&A सेशन रखेंगे. तो उसमें आप जो आपको सवाल पूछना है आप अनम्यूट करके पूछ सकते हैं या आप यू कैन ऑल्सो कम ऑन द चैट एंड चैट बॉक्स में भी लिख सकते हैं. यू कैन फील फ्री एंड इवन ड्यूरिंग द प्रेजेंटेशन जब भैया बता भी रहे हैं चीजें उस समय भी आप पूछ सकते हैं सवाल. बट मैं एनकरेज करूंगा कि जब पूरा सब कवर कर ले भैया तो उसके बाद आप सवाल पूछे तो और अच्छा होगा क्योंकि सब कवर हो गया होगा उस समय तक. मगर यू आर ऑलवेज यू आर फ्री टू आस्क क्वेश्चंस और ये सेशन को और जितना इंटरैक्टिव हो सकता है उतना हमको रखना है क्योंकि ये एक थ्योरेटिकल चीज तो है नहीं, है बहुत प्रैक्टिकल चीज है न्यूमेरिकल्स. सो विद दैट भैया द फ्लोर इज योर्स. हमें थोड़ा बताइए एंड प्लीज डू गाइड अस कि इसको अच्छा अच्छे से कैसे इसको अप्रोच करें एंड अच्छे नंबर कैसे लाए फैमिली लोन टू के जो न्यूमेरिकल्स है उसमें. ओवर टू यू भैया.
It's a pleasure to be with everyone. It's my pleasure to help anyone whom I can help. So, starting with that, firstly, I believe that it is a very easy subject. Once you're through with the concepts of family law too, you can easily score good marks. It is also not quite a lot of rote learning. So you can easily score marks, but it is just like एक बार आपको concept समझ में आ गया, then you're good to go. For that, I think you might expect 3 to 4 questions, which will be strictly dealing with the numericals part of it. So, as I would like to mention, it is connected to the theory part. If you are good with the theory, you can apply that to the numericals. So, your base is going to be the theory and the case laws, which have to be applied for the numericals. So, as Abhinandan has told me that assuming that you guys already had a session about that, so I'll start with the numericals. If someone has any doubts pertaining to theory also, then they can openly ask questions, any doubts which they have there in their mind. I'll be happy to answer. So, firstly, I would like to deal with let's see the paper of 2025 and let's deal with the numericals, which were already asked, so that you can have a basic broad idea that how to deal with those questions. So, Abhinandan, if we can see the questions first.
Yes, भैया I'll just share the screen. 1 second. Yeah. Is it visible?
Yeah, it's visible. If you can
Yes.
also first share the question,
हाँ अच्छा ओके इसमें I'm
original
just
question.
yep just a second. I'll just yep 1 second. Yeah, is it visible now? The
Yeah,
question.
it's visible.
Yeah, so I think we'll start with question
Fourth
4.
question.
Uh,
Yes.
yeah.
So the question, first you have to identify that whether the question deals with partition or succession, because they two are different concepts. So if you read the question, the concept of survivorship under the Hindu classical law has been fundamentally changed under the Hindu Succession Act. The Hindu Succession Act has made daughters co-partners in 2005. In the light of the above statements, decide the following. Now begins the numerical part of it, which says A is a holder of joint family property and has two sons, S1 and S2, and two daughters, D1 and D2. Calculate the share of A's issue if A died in these 2 years. So, firstly, if you see the word comes joint family property. So, firstly, we have to think about that if it is a joint family property, then what you have to apply is partition first. Now, Abhinandan, if you can open the PDF, it has a diagram.
Yes, yes, the chart. I'll just open it up. Yeah. Is it visible now? The
Mm.
chart है ये है.
Yes, yes, it's visible now. Can you zoom?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So if you see, this chart has been made out of the same diagram. A, the main person, which was, I think it was A, he has two sons, S1 and S2, as well as two daughters, D1 and D2. Now in 2005, I'm assuming that if you have read the theory, you would know that 2005 के बाद से daughters are also co-partners. उनको भी equal right मिलता है as to sons. तो अब ये क्वेश्चन दो चीज पूछता है, अगर 8 1960 में मरा और 8 2010 में मरा, अगर 1960 में द पर्सन हैज डाइड, देन डॉटर्स आर नॉट को पार्टनर्स बिकॉज इट इज प्रायर टू 2005. अगर प्रायर टू 2005 है, देन आफ्टर डेथ ऑफ ए देयर विल बी ओनली देयर विल बी टू को पार्टनर्स, दैट इज द सन 1 एंड द सन 2. अभिनंदन थोड़ा इसको नीचे करो. हाँ बस थोड़ा ऊपर डायग्राम के पास. Now what we do is, when A dies in 1960, we have to do is a notional partition, which means that now we would assume that A is alive. अगर A alive होता तो तीन कोपार्टनर्स हैं, A S1 Sun 1 and Sun 2 S2. तो तीन कोपार्टनर्स में सबको वन थर्ड वन थर्ड वन थर्ड मिलेगा बिकॉज ऑफ coparcenary, the nature of the property being joint family property. नाउ वी हैव अज्यूम्ड दैट ए इज अलाइव, तो उसको वन थर्ड दिया, लेकिन वो तो अब मर चुका है. तो नाउ दिस वन थर्ड वुड गो बाय सक्सेशन, बिकॉज इफ यू सी इन द फर्स्ट यूनिट यू माइट हैव रेड द केस ऑफ श्रीमती दीपो वर्सेस वसंत सिंह एज वेल एज सीआईटी वर्सेस चंदर सेन. अब ये फर्स्ट यूनिट में अगर आपने पढ़ा होगा तो आपको कॉन्सेप्ट पता होगा कि पार्टीशन के बाद जो प्रॉपर्टी होती है वो तीनों एज अ सेपरेट प्रॉपर्टी होल्ड करते हैं. अगर वन थर्ड ए को मिला, वन थर्ड S1 को मिला और वन थर्ड S2 को मिला, तो ये प्रॉपर्टी आपस में इन तीनों के लिए सेपरेट प्रॉपर्टी बन गई है. तो नाउ आफ्टर दिस वन थर्ड, नाउ ए इज नो मोर, तो ए की प्रॉपर्टी अब सक्सेशन से जाएगी. इफ यू सी द इंडियन सक्सेशन एक्ट, उसके पीछे जो शेड्यूल, सॉरी हिंदू सक्सेशन एक्ट, उसके पीछे एक शेड्यूल होता है विच विच कंटेन्स द क्लास 1 एज वेल एज द क्लास 2 एयर्स. क्लास 1 एयर उसके बाद जो सेपरेट प्रॉपर्टी होती है वो सक्सेशन में according to interstate succession is distributed amongst the class 1 heirs only. तो क्लास 1 ईयर में डॉटर आती हैं और सन भी आते हैं. तो जो ए का वन थर्ड हिस्सा है वो 1 2 3 4 में बटेगा. तो वो 1/12 1/12 1/12 1/12 हो जाएगा. देन नाउ सन हु वाज ऑलरेडी हैविंग वन थर्ड शेयर हैज गॉट 1/12 of extra share, both the sons, and the daughters will be only getting 1/12 share. एक बार नीचे करके So if you can show the calculation. Now son one has got 1/3 share plus 1/12, while the daughters would only have 1/12 share. Now similarly, if we come to what happens if the person has died after 2005, थोड़ा और ऊपर डायग्राम के पास. Yes. Now after 2005, the daughters are also considered as co-partners. Now also what you have to do is, now you have to divide it amongst 5 people. Assuming that A is alive, उसको भी एक उसका share दिया जाता है. 1/5, 1/5, or मतलब there will be 5 co-partners. Hence, everyone will get 1/5 of the share. Now what would happen is the 1/5 share of the deceased person will be distributed among the class 1 heirs, which are sons and the daughters both. Hence, what it finally would 1/5 will be divided into 4 people, which would come out 1/5 plus 1/20 to each and every one. नीचे करो एक बार 1/5 plus 1/20, which will ultimately come to 1/4 only. So everyone would be getting 1/4. किसी को इस कॉन्सेप्ट में अगर कोई डाउट हो. If anyone has any doubt relating to this concept, they can raise their hands or unmute themselves.
Yeah, I mean you can feel free to ask क्योंकि इसको प्रैक्टिकल रखना था तो कॉन्सेप्ट वाइज जा रहे हैं, तो अगर कोई भी डाउट है तो आप पूछ सकते हैं. कुछ अगर रिपीट करना है भैया को तो यू कैन रिपीट एज वेल.
सर मुझे ये जानना है कि जो ए था तो नोशनल पार्टीशन के अकॉर्डिंग ए को भी मिलेगा, उसका भी पार्टीशन होगा एज्यूम किया जाएगा. तो जो
Yes.
उसका 1/3 है तो उसके डेथ के बाद ये प्रॉपर्टी डॉटर्स को भी चली जाएगी. ये
आप
1960.
1960 वाले केस में बोल रहे हो.
हाँ.
या आई थिंक यू म्यूटेड भैया, आपका म्यूट हो गया था.
सॉरी, एक बार डायग्राम खोलना.
या जस्ट 1 सेकंड.
तो आई थिंक सोनल हैज आस्क्ड द क्वेश्चन, राइट?
यस
Yes, sir,
सोनाली.
सुनाइए.
सोनाली.
सोनल, सोनाली. सो सोनाली व्हाट हैपेंस इज 19 जब ए मर, नोशनल पार्टीशन का मतलब होता है कि ए तो मर गया है लेकिन हम अज्यूम कर रहे हैं कि वो अभी जिंदा है, तो उसको एक शेयर देंगे. अब जो उसका जो शेयर है वो सेपरेट प्रॉपर्टी की तरह ट्रीट होगा, तो वो सब में बटेगा.
हम्म.
तो जो उसका 1/3 आएगा दैट विल बी डिस्ट्रीब्यूटेड अमंगस्ट 4 people अकॉर्डिंग टू द शेड्यूल विच इज गिवन इन हिंदू सक्सेशन एक्ट. उसमें जो
Yes, sir.
एंट्रीज होती हैं उसके हिसाब से जाएगा. उसमें सन और डॉटर दोनों आते हैं.
हम्म.
टोटल 4 हो गए, तो 1/3 इंटू 1/4 विच वुड कम आउट टू 1/12.
ओके सर, यानी कि वो प्रॉपर्टी अकॉर्डिंग टू सेक्शन 8 डिस्ट्रीब्यूट
यस
होगा.
यस यस. जो पार्टीशन के बाद बचेगी वो सेपरेट हो जाती है एज टू द अदर को पार्टनर्स. अगर पार्टीशन हो गया तो बाकियों के लिए फिर वो सेपरेट प्रॉपर्टी ट्रीट होती है, तो वो फिर सेक्शन 8 के हिसाब से जाएगी.
ओके, थैंक यू सर.
And Bhaiya, there's a question in the chat box. Yash has asked, what if A has a wife? Will the share be 1/4 according to section 6? I think mute हो गया भैया.
If you can open the diagram again,
Yes.
just annotate and add the wife also to that point.
Yeah.
ये क्वेश्चन आई थिंक हु हैज आस्क्ड दिस. यश.
Yash.
अभी भी जो ये प्रॉपर्टी जा रही है ये सेक्शन 6 के हिसाब से जा रही है, उसके बाद सेक्शन 8 लग रहा है. तो अगर वाइफ होगी तो पहले सेक्शन 6 के हिसाब से ही जाएगी और वाइफ का भी एक शेयर होगा. उसके बाद जो डिसीज्ड की प्रॉपर्टी है उस पे सेक्शन 8 लगेगा.
And there's another question by Gaurav. Gaurav, you can unmute yourself and you can ask the question.
Hello, I'm
Hello.
audible.
Yes, yes, you're audible, Gaurav.
हाय, मेरे को ये पूछना था, इसमें जैसे जो पोस्ट टू सेकंड वाला केस था, ये जो 2010 वाला,
हाँ जी।
इसमें नोशनल पार्टीशन के थ्रू मूव करना जरूरी है? मतलब पहले
ठीक है।
सेक्शन 6 अप्लाई किया फिर सेक्शन 8,
8,
क्योंकि
yes.
आंसर सेम ही आएगा अगर
नहीं
हम
नहीं नहीं नहीं
डायरेक्ट।
नहीं नहीं, हाँ हाँ करेक्ट, आप करेक्ट बोल रहे हो। अगर आप डायरेक्टली भी करोगे तो भी आंसर वही आएगा, बट इट इज जस्ट अ प्रोसेस। बाई चांस इस केस में सेम आ रहा है, किसी में नहीं आएगा, तो मतलब उसमें कंफ्यूज नहीं हो उस चीज के लिए। बट हाँ, सही कह रहे हो आप, डायरेक्टली भी 1/4 ही आएगा आंसर।
तो सेक्शन 6 मतलब पहले अप्लाई करना जरूरी है?
कॉन्सेप्ट तो देखो वही है ना, 1/20 1/4 आ क्यों रहा है, क्योंकि आप उसके शेयर में दूसरा शेयर भी ऐड कर रहे हो। अब सिचुएशन ऐसी है कि मैथमेटिकली दोनों चीजें सेम आ रही हैं, जो आप सही कह रहे हो। बट टेक्निकल, अगर आप टेक्निकली देखोगे तो वो तो सेक्शन 6 और 8 लग रहा है, तब वो आ रहा है। तो अगर आप नहीं भी दिखाओगे तो कोई बहुत बड़ा इशू नहीं है, बट अगर प्रॉब्लम कॉम्प्लेक्स हो जाएगी तो वो डायरेक्ट नहीं होगा, बस वो चीज़ है। आप मैथमेटिकली वो करेक्ट आ रहा है, आपकी बात सही है, लेकिन सक्सेशन अप्लाई करना पड़ेगा। कॉन्सेप्चुअली तो वही कहता है वो।
ओके ओके, थैंक यू।
ओके,
Alright, is there any other question? आप में से किसी और को क्वेश्चन पूछना है? Or should we move ahead? I think अभी तो कोई क्वेश्चन आया नहीं है, so I think we can move ahead. There was another question.
लेट्स
Yeah,
डू अनदर क्वेश्चन।
yeah, but उसका there is some issue with the diagram. So उसका
वी कैन
diagram नहीं
जस्ट मेक
बन
इट
पा रहा.
राइट नाउ, दैट्स नॉट एन इशू।
Yeah. I'll just share it with you though. मैं एक सेकंड उसको खोल लेता हूँ. Right. 1 second. Yeah, this is the question. Is it visible?
यस, इट्स विजिबल।
Do a little bit more ताकि दिख जाए.
X, a Hindu male, died intestate in 2024, leaving behind a property worth 10 crores. He is survived by his father, mother, brother, widow, 2 sons, and daughter. D1 married a Christian under Special Marriage Act a year before X died. X married W2 in 2000. Can you remove the cursor? In 2000, during the subsistence of the first marriage, and had a son S3 who also claimed a share in X property. Decide the share of each legal heir. Would you would your answer be the same if S1 killed X? Okay. So Abhinandan, if we can just make a diagram.
Yes, B. I'll just I think you can have the access इसमें. If you go to more, there's a more section on the app. उस पे अगर आप जाएंगे तो एक व्हाइट बोर्ड करके आएगा, तो उसमें आप बना सकते हैं भैया.
Okay, actually, I have logged in through my phone because my laptop is not in a working condition right now. So if you could make a diagram out of that.
Yeah, मैं so this is, I hope this is visible.
Yeah, it's visible. Just make a tree which says.
Yeah. So you can guide us step by step. ये भी एक हो जाएगा, एक practical experience
Yes,
सबके लिए.
yes, that's also correct. So I'm opening the question. Just a second. Okay. So let's draw first X.
Yeah.
Make a towards the upper part of it. Make an arrow and say it's his father F.
Upward to X.
Yes.
All right. Father. Right.
Yes.
I'll mark it as F.
I think many people are annotating or something.
Actually, they're writing. Okay, I'll just stop. Guys, please don't write anything on that. Just
Below
keep watching.
X, there's a generation. Below X, make a tree like which denotes 2 sons S1, S2, as well as a daughter D1. Below
Right.
X,
So we have S.
S1, S2.
We have S2. right? And we have a daughter, D1.
Yeah, we have a daughter D1.
Right. Yeah.
Also, besides the father, make mother also, because I think the mother is also there.
1 second. I'll just think I've lost access. Yeah. A D1 and then the mother. 1 second. There's some issue. Yeah. So I'll have his mother as well now on the side.
Yeah, on the side of the father, just draw another figure named as M or
Yeah.
N maybe. Then besides X, draw B, which will be the brother of X.
We have M here.
Besides X, draw a brother. He also
Yeah.
has a brother.
Yeah. That's. I'll just do it.
Okay.
And yeah, here's B.
And X has also married W1. So
All
his
right.
wife is W1.
Wife will be W1. Pardon the writing. It's a bit. Yeah. W1 and these are W1's children. S1, S2 and D1. W1 and X's children.
Your screen is not visible.
1 second. Yeah. Is it visible now? Is it visible now?
No, it's still not visible. I think it's
Could you please show the question? I can make it and share it in the group.
Yeah, you can. I'll just share the question as well in the group. I don't know why it's not sharing though. It won't. So opened up over here. But yeah.
it's fifth question.
I'll just share it in the group as well so that everybody
Yeah,
knows.
everyone can have a glance at the question also.
Yeah. Second. I have shared it on the group. It's question number 5. Meanwhile, I'll just try to open up this.
Never mind till someone is making the diagram. If anyone has any doubts, we can discuss that.
Yeah, with respect to anything in family law. Is this visible? This whiteboard.
Yeah, it's visible now.
Yeah, it's
Okay,
visible
okay.
now.
I think then that was okay. So इसी में maybe we can continue. So we have
No, just correct it. Make the brother. It's the brother of X, so the arrow should come from X.
yeah, it's the brother of X, but I think F is the father, right? So that's why
No,
I'll make
the arrow from X only.
ठीक है, I'll just do that. All right. Yeah, it's a bit rough because of that, but all right. Yeah.
Now add another thing W2 up besides W1 because I think he has remarried. Yeah.
Yeah.
And below W2 add S3.
So their son.
Yeah. Okay. Now coming back to the question again, we see that it deals with interstate and he has left behind properties worth 10 crores, which clearly means that the nature of property is separate property. The question is not dealing with coparcenary property or joint family property. Hence, directly section 8 will be applicable and you have to just check the schedule. You have to see who all other class 1 heirs. If any class 1 heir is not present, you have to check whether class 2 heirs are present or not. and accordingly distribute. It is as simple as that. Now coming to the schedule, if you see the class 1 heirs, you will find sun will be over there. You will find S1. Abhinandan, just write shares. Just write S1.
Yeah. S1 is
S1.
there. Yeah.
Write it again. Matlab, I'll just distribute how many people have to be. The property has to distribute amongst. So
Yeah.
just write
S1.
another line S1.
Yeah. S1.
Being a
Exactly.
son and a class 1 heir. S2. He also being a son and a class 1 heir.
Yeah.
D2. D1. The succession is taking place in 2000 and what's the question? In 2024. And also I would like to mention that don't just get confused between that succession was always open for women. It was a partition, the coparcenary property, which was not available to them. Even if it was happening prior to this, it would still be available to them. So in questions pertaining to succession, no one has to get confused ki whether females are co-partners or not, because it is succession, not co-partnership property. Okay. Now coming back to the question D1. Now another share, give it to the widow. W1.
Yeah. I think you're muted. Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah. Yeah. You're muted. You can just.
Okay. So W1.
Yeah.
Okay, just write. I can't see. I think it's not visible. W1 would be added, would also be getting a
I'll
share.
write W1. Yeah. W1. Yeah. I've written it.
Okay, now it's visible.
Yes.
Now, apart from that, if you see that the second child, S3, is born out of a void marriage. But coming back again, if you have read the case of Revandi Sidappa versus Mallikarjun, and the latest judgment of that, which is a 2024 judgment, which says children born out of void and voidable marriages are entitled to succession of separate property. We are dealing with a separate property, hence S3 would also be entitled. You can write S3 also over there.
I'll write it. Bhaiya, can you please repeat the case? A lot of people are asking for that.
It is given in your case mat only. Revan Sidappa versus Mallikarjun, but you'll have to refer to the latest judgment, which is a 2024 judgment. The judgment which would be given in your case mat is a older judgment. It was finally overruled by the larger bench. So you have to just learn the new law. Hello.
हेलो मैं मेरी आवाज आ रही है?
हाँ जी पूछिए.
वो एक्चुअली जैसे कि हमारा जो एग्जाम पेपर होगा तो फिर उसमें हम लोग न्यूमेरिकल सॉल्व कर लेंगे, बट जो न्यूमेरिकल वाले पार्ट में जो सिलेबस में जो केस लॉस वगैरह लिखे हुए हैं तो हमें वो भी लिखने और हमें सक्सेस वगैरह भी लिखने हैं क्या, या बस डायरेक्ट सॉल्व करना है न्यूमेरिकल?
नहीं, आपको सॉल्व भी करना है और आपको ये भी बताना है कॉन्सेप्ट कहाँ से आ रहा है, तो आपको केसेस भी लिखने पड़ेंगे. थोड़ा थोड़ा लिखना पड़ेगा, केसेस ज्यादा नहीं लिखना, पर हल्का सा मेंशन करना पड़ेगा, क्योंकि 20 मार्क्स के हिसाब से बहुत छोटा हो जाएगा नहीं तो.
ओके, तो ये न्यूमेरिकल वाले सारे केसेस मतलब पढ़ने पड़ेंगे?
हाँ जी.
ठीक है भैया. अच्छा, तो फिर हमें कितने केसेस लिखने पड़ेंगे एक क्वेश्चन के हिसाब से?
जो उसमें कॉन्सेप्ट यूज हो रहा है, मुश्किल से मुझे लगता है एक क्वेश्चन में एक दो कॉन्सेप्ट से ऊपर कुछ यूज नहीं होगा, तो एक दो केस मैक्स उसमें हो जाएगा.
ठीक है, थैंक यू.
Yeah,
Okay.
for those who couldn't are not part of the group, I'll share the link और आप बाद में join कर सकते हो. But मैंने एक दूसरे आईडी से जो question है वो भी chat box में लिखा है. So you can read the question as well and relate to what's being.
Okay, so only S3, S1, S2, D1, W1 and also mother is also a class 1 heir. It is clearly written in the schedule. Schedule में जो लोग हैं हमने सबको बस लिखा. कितने हो गए? Write M also.
Yes.
You see
yes,
there are
exactly.
6 class 1 heirs. सब में equal distribute करोगे तो 1/6 हो जाएगा. It is as simple as that. Had she converted, D1 was entitled to shares. Yes, if she has converted, then at the time of conversion, her share would be, like, if assuming that she has converted in, let's say, 2010, and the partition is happening in 2020. By that time, the joint family property has grown from 100 crores to 200 crores. Her share would be calculated out of 100 crores only, not out of 200 crores. So that is ascertained at the date of conversion.
Okay, if she got converted into Christian, then she's
So
again not governed by Hindu Succession Act.
but
So
so Hindu the concept of coparcenary is you acquire a right by birth. So when you
yes.
were born in a Hindu family, you got your right.
Huh.
Now till the date you convert, you had your right. So at that time, what was your share? You'll get that share only. मतलब अगर आप 10 साल बाद भी partition, मैंने example दिया, let's assume कि आप 2010 में convert हो रहे हो, बट पार्टीशन हो रहा है 2020 में, उस टाइम तक जो फैमिली की प्रॉपर्टी की वर्थ थी वो 100 करोड़ से 200 करोड़ हो गई। बट आपका जो शेयर हम असर्टेन करेंगे वो उस दिन 100 करोड़ के हिसाब से करेंगे जब आप कन्वर्ट हुए, आपको शेयर आपका मिल जाएगा, और आपके जो आगे के डिसेंडेंट्स होंगे उनके लिए कोई राइट नहीं है हिंदू सक्सेशन एक्ट में, दे आर टोटली डिस्क्वालिफाइड। इफ this person the convert who has converted has died without taking his share, the descendants would be totally disqualified and would not be entitled to any share, because there's a ban on the disqualification.
Also another question. So
Yeah.
someone has asked which section to apply if questions mentioned only partition. Will Mitakshara classical law apply?
If the questions only mentions partition,
Yeah.
if it will depend on question to question. If it says only partition, then you all मतलब obviously you have to apply section 6. उसके बिना तो नहीं होगा, notional partition करोगे, उसके बाद आपको succession भी करना पड़ेगा। वो डिपेंड करेगा कि आपसे क्या पूछा है, किस ईयर का निकालना है, क्या शेयर होगा। अगर आपको आगे की जनरेशन का निकालना है तो आपको 6 और 8 दोनों साइमल्टेनियसली लगाना पड़ेगा। पार्टीशन इज वन कॉन्सेप्ट, सक्सेशन इज टोटली अनदर कॉन्सेप्ट, और दोनों साथ में चलते हैं। तो दोनों इंटर रिलेटेड, इंटरमिंगल्ड हैं, लेकिन टोटली डिफरेंट कॉन्सेप्ट्स हैं। पार्टीशन होगा तो आगे नेक्स्ट जनरेशन के लिए जो वो केस है दैट इफ पार्टीशन हैपेंस, देन जो साइमल्टेनियस जनरेशन होती है उनके लिए द प्रॉपर्टी बिकम सेपरेट प्रॉपर्टी क्वा द सेम जनरेशन, हाउएवर इट रिमेन्स कोपार्सनरी प्रॉपर्टी क्वा द नेक्स्ट जनरेशन। तो नेक्स्ट जनरेशन के लिए वो सेम नेचर होल्ड करेगी, साथ वालों के लिए नहीं करेगी। तो आपको क्वेश्चन पे डिपेंड करेगा कि पार्टीशन और सक्सेशन साथ लगाना है या नहीं लगाना है। If you can just come up with some question, then I think it would become more clear. Whoever has asked this question.
Yeah, I mean you can type the question in the chat box. And,
question asking, you can come with some numerical or something, some application based. उससे आपको ज़्यादा better समझ में आएगा।
उसको भी solve कर सकते हैं. And there's another question in the meantime here. Someone is asking if she took her birthright share and her descendants are disqualified, where does the share go if D1 dies? Back to the family stock.
Okay. If she took her birthright share and descendants are disqualified, where does
The
the
share
share
go
go
if D1
if
dies?
D1 dies? No, it doesn't go back to the family stock, because I think you guys will have to read first unit properly, because once she has got her share, it is her separate property qua the other persons who are already living. So her further descendants would be entitled to the property. वापस नहीं जाएगा family stock पे. After the Hindu Succession Act of 1956 वापस नहीं जाएगा. That would go only prior to 1956 when doctrine of survivorship was applicable. I am assuming that you guys must know that what is doctrine of survivorship. Then only मतलब तब वो वापस जाता है, सक्सेशन में वापस नहीं जाता। आगे उसके जो उसके आगे जनरेशन होगी उसमें सक्सेशन से चले जाएगा वो।
Yeah, Isha is saying she has a question. Isha, you feel free to unmute and ask the question, और अगर आपको type करके देना है तो you can do that as well. Anything that you want. So Isha is asking, the daughters are made copartner and also her children in her father's property.
If Isha, you can just unmute and ask because I didn't
Yeah.
get the question.
Yeah, if अगर आप बोल के पूछ लेंगे वो ज़्यादा better होगा because I think पूरा type नहीं हुआ है. I think Isha is having some network issues. So in the meantime, Bia, you can proceed and sort of tell us more. And if anyone else has some question, so you guys can also ask. You can ask on chat or by unmuting yourself and asking them.
Okay, let's see another numerical now. We'll just discuss this paper.
You're sharing your screen, Bia, because I think you're not visible. Camera आपका बंद है.
Okay, so basically I'm asking that if you could share the next question that was, I think
Yeah,
the
there was one of Muslim law that was left.
no,
And,
there might be one. We can
I'll
deal
just
with
I'll
women
just have
intestate also, female intestate also.
Yeah, 1 second. Yeah, Isha's question, I'll just share it. Meanwhile, you can answer. So the property received by the daughter's children from her father's side will be their coparcenary property with children's children or not? This is a question. Meanwhile, I'll share. You're muted, Bia, so you can just unmute and.
Yeah, I was just reading the question.
Yes.
So she's saying that the property received by the with the children. Okay. So Isha, you are saying that if someone has received the property from as a co-partner from their father, whether they would be ancestral through inheritance. Okay. So no, it will be considered as daughter's absolute property, separate property. It won't be co-partnerly with respect to daughter's son or daughter's children.
Yeah, I've just got the question. I'll share it as well. And I'll mention it in the chat box too so that everyone has it. Just give me a second.
For that, I think you also can see a case law which would be mentioned in your first unit only, that if the property is coming from maternal side, how would be its application. It's in the first unit. I think it's third or fourth case. You can see.
Yeah. So is the question visible? It's question number 6.
Yeah, it's visible.
I'll also share it on the chat box, and meanwhile you can read it.
W, a young woman, a Hindu female, was married to H, who died a year later after the solemnization of the marriage. The couple did not have any child. W was thrown out of a matrimonial home by her brother-in-law, B, soon after H died. Thereafter, her parents, F, M, and sister Sia supported her financially, emotionally. She became a branch manager, died at the age of 65, leaving behind property worth 2 crores. She is survived by her parents, sister, brother-in-law. Discuss who would be entitled to the property of W and also calculate the shares. Okay, so it is a direct case. If you have read the in your case mat only, it is given. It is, I think, Om Prakash versus yes.
ओम प्रकाश वाला
Versus
केस है.
yes. Om Prakash versus Radha Charan. So जो हिंदू फीमेल सक्सेशन है, इट इज क्वाइट क्लियर. उसके प्रिंसिपल्स बिल्कुल क्लियर हैं कि अगर जो फीमेल होती है उसकी प्रॉपर्टी, इट इज मेंशन इन सेक्शन, इट स्टार्ट्स विद सेक्शन 15 or 16. Let me open the Bear Act once.
Yeah, 15(1). Self-acquired property.
Yeah, it starts with 15, which says that, which generally lays down the rules for succession. So what happens? There are 4 heirs which are entitled to the property, and they are not simultaneously inheriting. It is one by one, as in, firstly upon sons and daughters अगर हैं तो उनको जाएगी, नहीं है तो upon heirs of the husband. Thirdly, upon mother and father. इस केस में if we see there's no children, तो पहला रूल आउट हो गया. अब दूसरा बचा heirs of the husband. heirs of the husband में आप क्लास 1 क्लास 2 देखोगे, क्लास 1 ईयर कोई भी नहीं है, सिर्फ क्लास 2 ईयर है जो उसका ब्रदर होगा. Hence, all the property would go to brother-in-law.
All right. So any other doubts?
Female intestate is very simple. If you know the principles, it is very direct. इसमें कुछ भी नहीं है.
एनी डाउट्स? क्वेश्चन भी मैंने डाल रखा है चैट बॉक्स में, तो आप पढ़ भी सकते हैं, उसमें कोई डाउट है तो प्लीज डू आस्क. Okay, there is a doubt. Isha is saying, she's clarifying her question. She says that I was asking, like, if the son's children receive property, it becomes coparcenary with their further children.
Yes.
Similarly, whether this situation will be the same
No,
in
no.
daughter's children, case
No,
or
no,
not,
no.
as they are
No.
also being made copartner in their mother's father property. This is
So
what.
they have been made co-partner as to they are entitled to get a share, but the share, as soon as they get the share, it becomes the female co-partner's separate property. Hence, as to her further heir, it clearly becomes a separate property, not a co-partnerly property or a joint family property.
Okay, and Gaurav has raised his hand. Gaurav, please go ahead. You can ask your question.
ग्रुप पे एक मैसेज सर्कुलेट हो रहा है रिगार्डिंग ये कौन सा हिंदू फीमेल इंटरस्टेट वाला जो टॉपिक है दैट हैज बीन डिलीटेड टॉपिक 7. सो इज इट ट्रू और लाइक?
See, actually that is something जो हमें प्रोफेसर से sort of कंफर्म करना चाहिए. तो अभी तक मैंने पर्सनली तो कंफर्म नहीं किया है, बट डेफिनेटली आई विल आस्क माय प्रोफेसर एंड आई विल एनकरेज ऑल ऑफ यू आल्सो टू आस्क योर
वही मैं
प्रोफेसर.
पूछ रहा हूँ मैं,
हाँ.
एज आई एम फ्रॉम LC1, सो हमारे में तो ये सर्कुलेट हो रहा है, मगर आपके में मतलब
नहीं, आप
ये
जो
हो
बोल रहे हो
रहा
ना
है.
वो वाला टॉपिक हुआ. एक दो है, एक है सक्सेशन टू प्रॉपर्टी ऑफ फीमेल इंटरस्टेट और दूसरा है हिंदू वुमेन्स एस्टेट. आप जिसकी बात कर रहे हो वो हिंदू वुमेन्स एस्टेट होगा. जो सक्सेशन टू प्रॉपर्टी ऑफ फीमेल इंटरस्टेट है वो सिलेबस में है. ये जो डाउट आते हैं सेकंड वाले में आता है. ये हमारे टाइम पे भी सेम ही डाउट था.
ओके, हाँ टॉपिक 7 मेंशन हुआ है.
हाँ हाँ 7 वाला है, पर जो हम अभी ये कॉन्सेप्ट जो मैं बता रहा था ये कॉन्सेप्ट टॉपिक 6 से डील करता है.
ओके, तो सेक्शन
वो
15
सिलेबस में.
16
हाँ जी हाँ जी हाँ जी.
रीड करना है, मतलब प्रिपेयर करना पड़ेगा.
यस,
ठीक है,
वो टॉपिक
fine.
6 से आता है, 7 से नहीं. वो 6 से 6 सिलेबस में है, वो नहीं हटा है.
ओके फाइन, थैंक यू.
या एनी अदर डाउट्स इसको लेके, ये क्वेश्चन स्पेसिफिक हो या कोई और कॉन्सेप्ट इन द न्यूमेरिकल्स और हिंदू लॉ इन जनरल, आप लोग चैट बॉक्स में भी लिख सकते हैं, आप पूछ भी सकते हैं अनम्यूट करके.
फैमिली लॉ 2 इज अ वेरी वास्ट सब्जेक्ट. एक बार आप लोग थोड़ा सॉल्व करोगे, अच्छे से पढ़ोगे तो आई थिंक इट्स वेरी इजी टू गो थ्रू.
Okay, there's a question here on the chat box. I'll read it out also and you can look at it. So Ananya asks, X belonged to Mitakshara joint family. He died and was survived by his father F, mother M and wife W, two daughters D1 and D2 and daughters of predeceased son S.SD. Allocate his share of X in the coparcenary property if he died in 2002 A and B 2022. Can you please solve this?
Yeah, sure. So if you can make the diagram, it'll be easier.
Yeah, I'll just share the whiteboard once. Make a new whiteboard. And yeah, so you can also guide us about the diagram. So what are the things we first X? And
Yes, above
yeah,
it, father
about the
as well as
father and the
mother.
mother. Yeah,
He was survived by father, mother, besides ex-wife,
yeah.
two daughters, D1 and D2,
We have D1 and we have D2. Yeah,
and daughter of a predeceased son.
yes. So we'll have son who is predeceased and uska daughter, no? Son and uska daughter hai. Yeah. So roughly this is how it should be, I guess.
This question would be how we can deal with this question is that first we'll have to deal with the first generation, that is father, mother and ex. जो पहला पार्टीशन होगा वो इनके बीच में होगा. Everyone would be getting I'll just orally tell you, otherwise आपको काफी लिखना पड़ेगा, and if you annotate, it'll take a lot of time for you to write. So first partition would happen between father, mother, and X, and each would be getting a share. After that, X का जो share है वो अभी भी coparcenary है as respect to his wife and other copartners. अब अगर हम 2002 की ही बात करें तो जो D1 D2 हैं उनका कोई शेयर नहीं होगा, तो जो 1/3 X का है that will get split between X, W1 as well as DS1. The shares would become 1/9. Now out of this 1/9, the X share of 1/9 would further go again by succession. This 1/9 would be distributed amongst class 1 heirs of X, which would come out to be W, D1, D2 as well as DS1. Hence the 1/9 would be split into 5 shares, 1, 2, 3, 4 shares, and it would become 1/36 would be added to everyone's share now finally. So it will be 1/9 plus 1/36 for DS1, as well as 1/9 plus 1/36 for W1, as well as 1/36 and 1/36 for D1 and D2.
All right. Any other doubts? और भी कोई क्वेश्चन अगर आपको देना है या वी कैन सॉल्व इट. हिंदू लॉ का
बेटर जिसका क्वेश्चन है वो पूरा क्वेश्चन पूछे कि डाउट कहाँ पे आ रहा है, देन इट वुड बी बेटर. ऐसे तो मैं पूरा क्वेश्चन सॉल्व करूंगा, इट वोंट हेल्प यू गाइस.
एग्जैक्टली. अगर इफ देयर इज एनी पॉइंट जहाँ पे आप नहीं कर पा रहे सॉल्व या कॉन्सेप्ट नहीं समझ आ रहा है, इफ यू आस्क दैट देन आई थिंक इट विल बी मोर हेल्पफुल एंड पूरा समझ आ जाएगा अच्छे से. सो एनी अदर क्वेश्चन, एनी अदर थिंग? Any specific conceptual question you guys may have? I think we are people don't have any specific questions as of now. So is there anything else that you would like to share with us about this subject and sort of approaching it and scoring well in it?
Yeah, it's a very easy subject. Once you're good with the cases, it's very easy to apply those cases and solve the numericals. I think it's just in the minds of the people that it is difficult because of the numericals. But if you see, there's nothing hard about the numericals part of it also. So I think I would wish everyone best of luck with their family law 2 papers. And if further they have any doubts, we can just have another session.
Yeah, that was the motive कि पिछले सेशन में न्यूमेरिकल्स नहीं किए थे हमने, तो काफी लोग को डाउट था. तो डेफिनेटली एंड भैया को हमने ग्रुप में भी ऐड किया है. एंड ये जो पूरा सेशन था इसको पूरा हमने रिकॉर्ड भी किया है, सो वी विल अपलोड इट ऑन यूट्यूब एज वेल. तो आप में से जो लोग देख रहे हैं, आपने कोई पार्ट मिस किया है या आपके जो फ्रेंड्स हैं उनके साथ आपको शेयर करना है, उन्होंने कुछ मिस किया है, तो यू कैन डेफिनेटली शेयर इट विद देम. जो ग्रुप है आप उससे कनेक्टेड रहना, जो एग्जाम प्रेप वर्कशॉप ग्रुप है उसी में हम लिंक भी डालेंगे. एंड इफ देयर इज एनी अदर फर्दर मटेरियल, नोट्स वगैरह हैं या PYQs है, that also I will share, and I'll share Bhaiya's contact details as well, so that if you have a doubt, मतलब जब आप solve कर रहे हैं वगैरह, so you can directly also message him and ask him, and he'll definitely help all of us. So is there anything else? Any other queries? Or are we done for the day? Any other questions? Okay, I think that there's no other questions. So I think that is it. Thank you so much, Bia, for sort of being part of this and helping us out. We all know that you are in the 3rd year, so you're sort of, busy and pressed for time, but still you sort of decided to come and join us. So thank you for that, Bia, and we definitely, look forward to hosting more such sessions. तो हम और sessions करते रहेंगे. अभी 3 और कुछ subjects बचे हुए हैं. We have property, we have PIL and so on. So we will cover those subjects as well in the next coming few weeks. I think probably before May itself. तो ग्रुप से बने रहिए and हम लोग जो है एक एक टॉपर को रिक्वेस्ट करके उनको यहाँ जरूर लाएंगे, so that they teach us and sort of we learn how to approach a particular subject from the basics, and we're able to score well as first year students. So thank you so much, Bhaiya, for joining us. Thank you so much to each one of you for joining. And we hope to see you in the upcoming sessions by Team Udaan. Thank you so much and have a good night. Thank you.